In the newest episode of Blue Lock, we got to meet Team World 5, and there I fell in love with Pablo. You know me, freckles and fluffy hair, instantly fell in love, but mainly I fell in love with that hair. So, let's make it into a wig. This is going to be a beginner-friendly tutorial, so if there's a character that you want to cosplay and they have random colour in their hair, then this is the tutorial for you. So to score a goal against me, hit that like button, and if you want to win the game, press subscribe if you aren't already. And let's style a wig! The base wig I'm starting with is Jack from Coscraft in Platinum Blonde. The main reason I like using Coscraft wigs is they are heat resistant, and this style Jack is the shortest one they do, and the bangs are already the perfect length, so I don't need to worry about cutting them and making any mistakes there. This isn't sponsored, they're just one of my favourite places to get wigs in the UK, and I think they do ship internationally. Pablo's hair kind of looks like my sunset lamp here, fading between different colours, so that's the look we're going to try and recreate today. If you're going to be selling a lot of wigs, the best investment you can make is a pair of straighteners with an adjustable temperature so that you don't melt the synthetic fibres. And as always when styling a wig, I'm going to place a pin in the top and in the sides of my wig head so that it doesn't move about whilst I'm styling. I will be showing you how I go about curling and flicking out the sides of my wig, but for a more in-depth tutorial on this kind of thing, then you can check out the tutorial that I made for styling Deku from My Hero Academia. I'll pop a link to it in the description for you. But basically what we're doing is we are taking sections of the hair and we are turning the straighteners up slowly as we move them down the strands of the hair. Then we are catching it with our hands. Be careful because the fibres do get hot, and I'm just kind of holding them there as the fibres curl down to help them hold position. Once the fibres are cool, they usually stay in place. It is a very simple technique, but the way that this works is when you heat up the fibres, they become pliable, and when they cool down, they tend to stay in place. You can use hairspray if you wish, or you can use a steamer instead of a curling iron or hair straighteners, whatever you feel more comfortable with, but I like the control that I have with straighteners. When it comes to cutting the wig, I know that it's scary, but do this kind of motion with your scissors, close them slowly as you move down through the fibres, and I promise you, it will make sure that there are no straight cuts and singular lines that are very obvious in your hair. This makes it look a lot more natural, a lot more layered, and honestly, it's one of the easiest ways to cut wigs that I've ever found. What you see me doing here is I'm taking off some of that length at the back because Jack wigs are quite long at the back for what it is that I am after. I think this is because obviously lots of people have different sized heads, and my head is quite small, so I want to take off some of that length so I don't end up with like a little mullet situation. The angle at which you cut with this technique will either add more or less layers. If you go in sideways, you will have less layers. If you go in more at a 45-degree angle going down, you will have more layers. I'm also cutting some at the sides because they were too long for the curls. And after that, it's just a matter of finishing the curls in the rest of the wig. When it comes to the curls at the front, rather than flicking up, I am flicking out to the side. This way they won't look as silly on camera. I don't know why, it just looks a lot better when you go to one side, trust me. This is personal preference, but I like to curl the bangs inwards along with the sideburn bits as well, so that it all tucks around my face very neatly and looks cute. If I was just going to be doing this wig without a tutorial, I would probably be using my airbrush. However, because this is a beginner-friendly tutorial, I'm going to be using hair chalk because I know that airbrushes aren't accessible to everyone. I got these for like $7.99 off Amazon, and honestly, I think I preferred how it turned out with these. I think the airbrush would have made it look a lot crustier, and this way it looks a lot more natural and I can brush it through. Following a reference picture, I'm going to start at the bottom and make it blue. I'm pretty much just holding the fibres behind with my fingers and scribbling on, applying pressure as I go, the chalk to try and get it to attach to the fibres. If it looks like you fingered a Smurf, then you've done it correctly. There are certain places at the front where the blue doesn't go all the way up, so I'm putting it on just the tip. Upgrading from my Smurf fingers to Shrek, it's time for the green. I'm just moving that along the next layer, and I'm adding it to the root of the previous layer to make it blend in a little bit more. It's then just a matter of working your way through the colours, from Smurfs to Shrek to Simpsons to Mina from My Hero Academia, all the way up to, I guess, Unaliving Mineta from My Hero Academia. I'm not really sure what purple would be. Maybe that one from Steven Universe or Lumpy Space Princess. Let's go with that. Man, you can tell I started this tutorial off half asleep and now I've woken up a bit. Apologies for that. Anyway, now's a great time to tell you to check out my website, rosemagpie.com, where you can get Genshin Impact jewelry, My Hero Academia stickers. There's a lot of Hawk stuff on there and just lots of fun goodies. With all the colours on, I'm just combing it through. It was a little stiff in places because it had gotten dry from the chalk, but overall it made everything blend a lot better, and thank God that trusting the process actually worked out. But there you have it, this is Pablo's wig from Blue Lock. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have a go using these techniques on anything yourself, then please let me know in the comments how it went. Thank you very much, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.